everybody to Cup with Gup on this August 31st, 2021 edition. A lot to get down today. We had the Cam news break a little earlier this morning. I got some updated thoughts on the Tour Championship, and then my updated power ranks and Week 1 look ahead to the lines, and then we will wrap it up and get back tomorrow as we inch closer to the start of the final PGA event of the year. I released yesterday the tutorial on the Green Machine, went through some of the PGA stuff, quick preview of NFL stuff to come in the next week. Anybody can see that in public. It's on. You can go check out at Gup's Corner on Twitter. There's a link there. Yeah, we posted on there. You can go on our YouTube channel. It's on there as well. Free for everybody to go check out. If you want to look behind the scenes a little bit, go do that. Use the code NFL. You get 25% off any subscription through September 13th, which is the first week Monday Night Football game. It includes a 7-day free trial, risk-free trial. If you don't like us in the first 7 days, you can cancel at any time and you never see a charge. I think once you watch that video and then kind of see some of the stuff behind the scenes and what we got going, I think you may want to come check us out. Some good stuff going on. Massive updates to the Green Machine. Loving it. Football tools are going to be rocking and rolling here shortly. PGA, we're going to make some enhancements over the fall swing season as well. But it's pretty much, it's locked in. It's pretty good to go right now. Had a few people reach out to me on some of the stuff I went over that they didn't realize was in there. So that's good to do that. And I'll be doing some more of those videos if you guys want, especially the PGA ones. There's so much you can do with that, that I'm going to go into that, some of the fall swing. No listener league this week. We will be dropping the NFL Week 1 listener league here shortly, hopefully in the next day or two. Start getting that full for next Sunday. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit this video with a comment. Tell me your one must-have player this week for the Tour Championship. Doesn't matter price, ownership, any of that. Just who's a one player that you think is a must-have player for your roster. Rate and review us on iTunes. I'll be doing giveaways, and I look at people that have given us a review and rated us on iTunes, and also our subscribers on YouTube. That's a free way to get in. I did do a Twitter giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a $100 Millie ticket to Week 1 main slate NFL with $1 million first prize. Really simple. It's pinned on my profile at gup_GC. If you go retweet that video, that link to our tutorial video, and then make sure you're a follower of Gup's Corner, you are entered into the drawing. I'll probably give that away like next Tuesday or so. Easy, free, it takes 5 seconds to do both those. That helps out a lot. I want to get as many eyes checking out our tools and stuff as we head into the fall swing of things. Betting recap, I got through all that today. And on this Tuesday pod where I will hit on that after we have Monday Night Football. My betting week has traditionally always been Tuesday through Monday, as Monday Night Football kind of wraps it up in the fall. Not a lot on Mondays once you get into the spring and stuff, but I just keep it consistent there. Last week, obviously, we hit the Cantley outright. Rory Burns first round leader chops. Matchups went 8-3. A lot of them were plus money too on some of those 3 balls. That was nice. For the month, 19, 10, and 4 on matchups. That's 63.6%, up 13.6 units, and netted out another 11.6 units in the outright prop future market as well. So a great bounce back August after a very sluggish June and July. Hopefully we can carry that into fall with NFL, typically one of my better handicapping scores. I have changed the way I do college football. So hopefully that approach will lead to more bottom line profit this year. Went 1-1 in week 0. So small little juice loss. I'll take that starting out slow out the gate. I did update some futures earlier this morning. You can go check that out on the website if you're a premium member. And I'll probably be releasing my first 1 or 2 NFL plays soon. A little hesitant with all the COVID stuff. Not political. I don't care. Backs, unbacks. We've seen people both ways still get test positive. Tannehill had been double vaxxed and he tested positive. So anybody can wind up testing positive at some point in time and potentially miss a game. That in a betting market, that's a big deal. DraftKings is not as big. Last minute scramble, yes, we got to kind of have that, but you still will have time because we have the inactive and active list. in plenty of time. Betting world, if you get a good juicy number, like there's one game, two games right now I want to bet, and I'm like, all right, do I go ahead and do it or do I take the risk? Last year I held off a little bit. I'm gonna probably flirt in the middle to start out and see how it goes, see how many of these last minute tests we get, inactive and stuff like that. PGA, I'll get more to the week one lines here at the end. PGA update. Course looks like they're going to get most of their rain today, done by early morning, noon tomorrow. I do think it's going to be a little bit soft because of that. We'll be interested to listen to. It has been hot, so I'd be interested to listen to some of the pressers and stuff we normally get on Wednesday and see what the players think it's going to play like, and how much rain they actually get. The storm has been dumping a lot of rain everywhere it's gone. Of course, the remnants of the hurricane. So keep an eye on that. All that does is make it play a little bit longer. If it is going to be soft, no rollout, stuff like that. Um, it probably didn't change much of my strategy that I already am incorporating, because I really think this week's gonna be more about your player pool, the way you construct lineups, and all that, just as much as about picking. Kind of like I said last week, it's more about the X's and O's, not the Jimmies and the Joes. To an extent, it is about the Jimmies and Joes, but I do think strategy wise, especially in the MME stuff, you're building 1 to 3 max. You kind of got to put your best lineup together and hope they do well, type of deal. Patrick Reed is in the field. We saw pictures today of him en route there. He is $5,700. I updated him on the custom tool. Had a lot of DMs on that. People loving that. Super simple to go in there and customize your kind of where you project guys to finish in the tournament and how that impacts their scoring related to their price. And you can really build your pool. Now you still got to be right on it. If you think Sam Burns is going to, finish second overall and shoot 14 under, well, it's going to project him as a great play because of where he's coming back from. But if he doesn't do that, obviously, kind of no different than any other week. But that tool at least helps you guide through it, especially with the different pricing this week. In no particular order, I'm going to give you 6 guys, which is 20% of the field. So I don't want to go too far into it. These are guys I think are going to come in higher owned. Obviously, with only 30 guys, you're going to have a lot higher ownership. I think you'll have some flat ownership in certain spots because people will mix and match. I think Rom, top 2 is probably right now going to be Rom and Xander. Not fully sure how that will come out, who will be higher, who will be lower. Still got some stuff to catch up on tonight and then tomorrow. I think JT will be up there. I think Berger will be up there. I think Scheffler will be up there. Both those guys, lower price pieces that people I think will like to fill in. Scheffler, a good scorer, 4-day event. Berger, the name power, potential. I know he's starting at 0, but I do think because of his price, which he's 5,800, he may be, a lot of people will filter to him down at that price range. And then Rory, I think Rory, I kind of said that yesterday. I think his price is pretty good for a guy that plays this course well. He's 9,300, makes a lot of things happen. So I don't mind him, even though he's starting -2. He'd go out there and shoot, a raw 13 under, finish -15, and that score is done pretty well last couple of years. I did put on my Twitter, if you want to go check it out, the last 2 years results as it relates to starting strokes, raw strokes, total strokes, raw DK, total points, and dollar per point. I just posted those up there. If you're a premium member, you already got them, but I just posted them up there a little bit. If you want to check that out, last year a raw number. There's only 5 guys that shot above 9 under raw last year, so it's a little bit, definitely a little more tough score. 2 years ago, there's only 2 guys, Xander and Rory, and then the next best was 7 under. So definitely played tougher in 2019. But so it'll be interesting to see how this one shakes out that way. Potential sleepers. This is more on ownership. There's not really, I don't know, price, because I think a lot of the cheap pieces are going to come into play because people are going to try to stack up some of those high price guys up top. I think Cantley definitely is going to be lower owned when you're looking at who's around him. Most people will just drop to Rahm, save $400, and they get John Rahm, right? Which didn't make sense, but I think Cantley is live. I think he's more live than the guys starting in first the last 2 years because of the price difference. I talked about that. He's so much cheaper than what DJ and JT were the last 2 years that I think you can make an argument there. But I think he'll be pretty low on because people, whether it be Rahm or even drop down to Bryson at 12-3 or just start moving down the board. JT 11 will probably be popular. So I think Cantley potential game move, game theory could be in it. Speed, I think, because of where he's at price wise, not coming in just with tremendous form the last couple weeks. I think he'll come in lower owned than. Let me get to my. What did he end up finishing last week? Yeah, so 34th. So he's about mid pack last week, but then 73rd at the Northern Trust, which we know he shot the horrible round on Monday. Was all right until then. Then 12th at the WGC. So I don't hate it, especially low owned at that price. Most people are gonna, you know, pay up for DJ, $300 more. Go down to like a Cam Smith. I don't know how many people go there, but then you get down into the nines where people answer's been popular as of late. Rory, I think 9-3. I think people can see. If I'm looking at Spieth at 10-4 and he's only got a one shot advantage over Rory, at 9-3, I'm saving $1,100. I think more people will drop down to Rory and save the $1,100 there. So I think Spieth's a potential game theory play, and then Kokrak. I kind of, and main reason I think he's going to be could be our squeeze play of the week this week because Matsu, which I'm still undecided on where he's going to be ownership wise, and Connors, who's been somewhat popular lately, and then Scheffler's 200 more, who I think will be popular. And he played here last year in his first time out. So, Kokrak's right in the middle of those three guys at 66. You got 68, 64, 62. So I think he could get squeezed out of some ownership there. And maybe he gets so if he winds up being a lower owned play on the board, relatively speaking, all these guys are probably going to be double digits at least. Um, I really like that Kokrak plays 2 under, which is fine. He's right there. Brooks, Xander, and Rory. At 66, though, you got Rory 93, Xander 89, Brooks 78. Only Nas cheaper than him in that same scoring start, and so I think that could be one we keep an eye on. I'll have obviously my pod tomorrow, probably mid morning, late morning, kind of wrapping up all my final thoughts. Um, Monday redo, there's not really much of a redo. There's only 30 guys, so you can only digest so much this week. The one that I'm probably looking at, because I had Berger as a Elite Eight play. He was one of the two I picked down there in the 5K range. I think I picked him and Garcia. Kind of penciling through everything today and listened to a few things. He's been a popular name jump already that, maybe we potentially look at Reed now, who's $100 cheaper. Probably not many are going to play him. Fear of withdrawing, really. He gets tired, fatigued. He's guaranteed the 300 something thousand for last or whatever it is. So he says he's going to give it a go. But, if you're out there 2 days and playing like shit, he can easily withdraw and go, hey, I'm just going to hope I did enough to get on the Ryder Cup, and I'm going to rest for that. So he will probably be one of the lowest owned because of that concern. But in a large MME, it's certainly worth the risk. So it's something to keep. Neiman's a guy that I don't think could be a good pivot off of Berger, and then potentially Sink. I think Sink will be one of the lowest owned in general in this field. He's 52, so you're saving $600 to go to him, and he's actually got a one-stroke lead over Berger. I don't factor that in too much, but I don't hate Sink. He's been getting it off the tee pretty decent here, but as a pivot option there. DJ, I like DJ. I had some people ask, I'm surprised I didn't say him. With 30 guys, I just didn't want, there's only 2 guys up there, and I certainly at the time like Rom and JT. I like DJ. He's probably going to be in the pool. I don't know if he quite makes core for me yet. I'm still thinking through all that, but I certainly like him. For those that asked about it, and then Brooks kind of took a step up in the deep dive for me. He's coming in with some of the best form in the deep dive stuff that I pulled and posted. I think he could do well here. 7,800 also really is an attractive price. He's got a third and a sixth, and then a 26th in 2018 just around it. So that one wasn't good, but the other two, 2 top 6s, pretty decent there. Middle of the pack on Bermuda putting. There's just enough there at 7,800. He's got an upside to go big at any time, and I don't know that he's -2. I'd really like to see him get off to a good start because then I think he grab his attention that, hey, I can maybe get up there real high. But I do like Brooks 7,800 at that price in his name. I do think he'll garnish some ownership, but he's someone that has moved up in the deep dive for me. 3 guys I'm staying strong on so far: Rom, Burns, and Scheffler. I like those guys. Not much has taken me off them yet. Um, Rahm's, I know he's going to be high owned, and that's one that kind of got to think through as we get into tomorrow. But as of now, those three are guys that I'm pretty strong on. And my tough call of the week right now is Shoffley. Really, um, just plays so well here. $8,900. Like I said, if he's not number one owned, it's probably going to be Rahm, but they're probably going to be 1, 2. Um, he ranks out, decent in the model for sure, but he's not coming with just tremendous form. Like I mentioned yesterday, a 46 or 49 16th. But man, that history, you talk about a course fit. If you ever wanted one, a second, a first, and a seventh, it's really one I'll struggle on. And I think personally, like I did last week, it didn't really work out for me. I chose to be over on Rom, light on Bryson. I think these two will probably be the higher owned, and I'll probably pick one just to be light on in some MMEs and one to kind of be over on, which I'd lean Rom right now because you can make things work with him. But we'll see how that works out as we get through tonight and into tomorrow. Football power rankings are updated basically pretty. I don't think I'll look at them before we do our pods next week. Shouldn't be a lot changed. Most of the big cuts have been done today, so it's kind of monitoring that. The Cam Newton news, I don't want to say it was a shocker. I went on the CBS Sports Pick Six podcast with Will Bryanson that'll air Thursday. We went live like 20 minutes after that news broke. Um, so, my thought there was I think once I made a decision to go to Mac, you don't want that, especially Cam. He I don't know how he would react being on the bench behind a rookie. It seemed like, and said this on the pod, it looked like he was getting along with him on the sidelines, interacting well. But obviously, they made the decision just to go with Mac and let Cam go. Maybe Cam wanted to go. If he wasn't going to start, maybe he said, "Just cut me. I'll go." I have no idea. That's anecdotal, but certainly, I released as soon as that news broke a bet on the Mac Jones Rookie of the Year. Some got it at 12, some got it at 10-1. That's come down. I think best I've seen lately is 4.5, 5-1. So I think there's a good spot for Mac Jones this year. My rankings, I have Seattle number 10, San Francisco number 9, Titans 8, Rams 7, Baltimore 6. Move them down a little bit just with losing Dobbins. I think they'll be all right, but I had to bump them down just a hair. Cleveland 5, Buffalo 4, Green Bay 3, Tampa 2, and Kansas City 1. Week line, look ahead stuff. Bills moved down from 7 to 6.5. That kind of surprised me a little bit. Bills have been pretty strong play. They're at home. Pittsburgh, hadn't looked bad by any means, so I can see potentially there. Moving off of a 7 is a key number though, so that kind of caught my eye. Jags are down to -2.5. This line's bounced around. If you like Jags over Houston, which I lean that way right now, I think if you can get it at a 2.5, 110. I've seen some places where it's juiced up. That number is probably going to move back to 3, I would think, as a game week gets here and everything. But that's one I'm indifferent on right now. That line caught my eye. Jaguars have moved back up to -1. They had dropped down last week to pick them. Now they're back to -1 over Washington on the road. I don't know there. On the road, I kind of lean Washington, but I know the Chargers are kind of the darling this year of high expectations, but still a new coach. Herbert's great. There's no denying that. But Washington's got a great defense. They're going to be at home. We got to think Fitzpatrick's going to be an upgraded quarterback. I would lean Washington there, but nothing locked in yet. Pats are up to -3. That doesn't really surprise me a whole lot. They're at home against Miami. I actually would have that as a 4.5 point line right now. So I lean New England there as a potential play. And then probably my favorite play right now, if you're wanting to jump on something early, again, I may release a 1 or 2 official plays later on, is Denver -2.5 on the road to New York. New York is probably one of the teams. Them or Chicago, but Chicago, because they're going with Dalton, I'm a little uninspired by them. But the Giants, I don't have much. Especially we at best we got to think Barkley's probably somewhat limited starting out the first couple of weeks. They're going to at least keep an eye on him, maybe a pitch count type deal. Um, Bridgewater on the road, I probably trust a lot more to manage the game than Locke this early in the season. So I like Denver minus 2.5. That's flirting with a potential play for me. Obviously, as we get closer and closer, we'll dive into these next week. I'll be back tomorrow. Definitely have had positive feedbacks on all these pods. I'm looking forward to, first as we get these first few weeks of next week will be a little bit different because I'm traveling a little bit, but no golf, so we kind of get a little ease on the first of the week. But um, having the pricing out early helps me because I can prep up a lot of stuff, and then it's really going to come down to last minute type tweaks and all that stuff, which we'll take care of Sunday morning. Um, and then the week after that, we kind of got we get golf back. Fall swing kicks off after a big long 1 week break off, and full NFL, full college football. We got Thursday night slate, 8 games this Thursday night. Wednesday night showdown. I know Bobby's already written some stuff up for that. His third baby's on the way Thursday. Had a great Saturday in college football for the community already. Another great reason to come check us out. NFL gets you 25% off anything. Go check out that video. It's free to take a look at. It's open to anybody. If you have questions on anything or anything you may want to know, is it going to come or is it in the plans before you join, hit me up on Twitter or GC Warrior Room if you're a current member and now you're ready to pull the trigger and join a lot of people that have in the last couple weeks. DM me on there and I'll get you your GC loyalty code for being loyal to us this whole time. Hope you guys have a blessed evening and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.